Hi everyone, this is Miss Lee, and welcome to Webinar 5 Funding Your Next Steps. When considering your options, whether it's college, a training program, or another pathway, it's important to weigh the costs against the benefits it could provide for your future. Today, we'll discuss how to start the conversation with your family and explore opportunities that can help make your education more affordable. Our objectives for this webinar are that you will be able to understand how federal and state financial aid can support your next steps and explore full cost scholarship opportunities as a potential option to fund your next steps. We'll get there by first talking about starting the conversation at home, then we'll explore federal and state financial aid. Next, we'll talk about early college admissions and program opportunities you can explore, and then we'll dig into full ride scholarships that you can apply for. Finally, we'll end with action items and your mentor group debrief questions. Throughout our webinars, we've been using this driver's chart to help guide our thinking. Today, we're going to focus on the cost and benefit driver, which helps you consider how to approach paying for your next steps with your family. One of the biggest concerns students have about college is affordability, but there are many pathways to make higher education more accessible. In addition to federal and state financial aid, we'll explore options like early decision, early action, and full ride scholarships such as QuestBridge and Posse, which can provide stronger financial aid packages and reduce costs for you. As we dive in, take some time to reflect on these questions. What resources do I have to help pay for my next steps? What kinds of investments in my learning feel worth it? And what benefits would make the cost and time worthwhile? Okay, let's shift our focus to an important first step, starting the conversation at home. Planning for life after high school isn't just about knowing what options are available. It's about making sure you're on the same page with those who will be supporting you, whether financially or emotionally. These conversations can feel overwhelming, but having them early can help you understand what's possible, explore financial aid options, and avoid surprises later on. Before we dive into specific financial aid opportunities, let's talk about how to approach these conversations with your family and ensure you have the information you need to make informed decisions about your next steps. As you start planning for your CNS, financial barriers can impact your options and decisions. The cost of college and other post high school plans can feel daunting, but talking with your family early can help you prepare and reduce uncertainty. Our Summit alumni have told us that if they could change one thing about their college preparation, they would have applied for more scholarships while they were in high school. This highlights why it's so important to explore financial aid options early and understand the resources available to you. The good news, no school should feel out of reach. There are many pathways to make education more affordable, including federal and state aid, full cost scholarships, and institutional financial aid. But before you can make a plan, you need to have a conversation with those who will be supporting you financially. Whether your family is covering part or all of your costs, an early discussion will help you make informed decisions and avoid last minute stress. Starting the conversation about finances can feel awkward, but having a plan can make it easier. Here are some sample questions to help you begin this discussion with your caregivers. For example, you can ask, college is a big investment. How can we figure out if the cost is worth it based on my goals and career plans? Or, how much student loan debt do you think is reasonable for me, and what other options should we look into? These will help you understand their expectations, explore available resources, and make informed decisions about your next steps. After talking with your family about finances, the next step is understanding the financial aid options available to you. Fortunately, there are many resources, like federal and state financial aid, that can help make your next steps more affordable. We'll review these programs at a high level now, since you'll dive deeper into financial aid when you apply as seniors. Let's start by defining financial aid. Financial aid is money to help pay for college or career school, including grants, work study, loans, and scholarships that make education more affordable. It comes from multiple sources, including the federal government, state programs, and colleges, and it's available for all types of school 2 years, 4 years, and trade programs. To receive aid, students must submit a financial aid application every year, whether that's FAFSA, CADA, WASFA, and or the CSS profile, depending on if your school requires it. All students should apply for financial aid, even if you think you won't qualify. Many factors determine eligibility, and some schools use financial aid applications to award merit based scholarships or other institutional aid, even for families who don't qualify for need based aid. And remember, you should never pay for help with financial aid applications. There are plenty of free resources available to guide you. There are three main types of financial aid: need based, merit based, and non need based. Grants are need based, they don't have to be paid back, and they come from federal, state, or university funds. Work study is need based. Students work 10 to 20 hours per week in a college job to earn a fixed income, and wages are paid directly to you. Scholarships can be merit based, talent based, or need based. They also don't have to be paid back and are awarded by private organizations, nonprofits, and colleges. Loans can be need based or non need based. They must be repaid with interest, but students don't have to accept the full amount awarded. Understanding these options can help you choose the best way to fund your education. Now let's take a quick look at FAFSA and the types of federal aid it provides. Please note that the next few slides will have a lot of information, but if you have the webinar handout in front of you, then on the back you'll see copies of these slides so that you can follow along. FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. It gives you access to federal and state financial aid, including grants, work study, and loans. To complete FAFSA, you must have a Social Security number and meet citizenship or eligible non citizen requirements. If you don't qualify, state based applications like CADA and WASFA are available. Filing FAFSA each year ensures you receive the maximum financial aid available to you, so submitting it on time is crucial. This slide shows a snapshot of the main types of federal aid available through FAFSA. There's the Pell Grant, the Federal Supplemental Education Opportunity Grant, or the FSEOG, work study, direct subsidized and unsubsidized loans, and the Parent Plus loan. Most of these federal aid programs are designed to support students with financial need, with the exception of the Plus loan, which is available to parents regardless of income but does require a credit check. As you can see, by submitting the FAFSA, you open the door to multiple financial aid options that can help make your education more affordable. For students who are not eligible for the FAFSA, California offers state financial aid through the California Dream Act application, or CADA. Undocumented students, including DACA recipients, should complete CADA to access state based grants and scholarships. This application provides access to many of the same financial aid programs available through FAFSA, including the Cal Grant, the California College Promise Grant, and other state based scholarships. Here's a snapshot of some of the key state financial aid programs available through CADA. There's the Cal Grant, the California College Promise Grant, Middle Class Scholarship, UC Blue and Gold Opportunity Plan, and CSU's Educational Opportunity Program. As with federal awards, California state financial aid programs are primarily designed to support students with financial need and are only available to those attending a California college. To receive funding, students must submit an application, either the FAFSA or CADA, every year. Just like California, Washington offers state financial aid programs to help students pay for college. For students who are not eligible for the FAFSA, Washington provides financial aid through the Washington Application for State Financial Aid, or WASFA. Undocumented students, including DACA recipients, should complete WASFA to access state-based grants and scholarships. This application provides access to many of the same financial aid programs through the FAFSA, including the Washington College Grant, the College Bound Scholarship, and other state-based funding. Here's a snapshot of some of the key financial aid programs available through WASFA and FAFSA for students attending college in Washington. There's the Washington College Grant, College Bound Scholarship, State Work Study, Passport to Careers, Seattle Promise, Opportunity Grant, Washington State Opportunity Scholarship, and the upcoming tuition-free program. If you're looking for ways to make college more affordable, chances are Washington has a program to help. As with federal awards, Washington State financial aid programs are primarily designed to support students with financial need and are only available to those attending a Washington college or eligible program. To receive funding, students must submit an application, either the WASFA or FAFSA, each year. Now that we've covered federal and state financial aid, let's talk about how colleges themselves provide opportunities for financial assistance and support. We're going to highlight two today: Early Action and Early Decision, and CSU's Educational Opportunity Program. Early Action and Early Decision are two ways you can apply to college early and receive earlier decisions. Applying early can increase your chances of admission and, at some schools, lead to better financial aid offers or priority scholarships. Many colleges set aside funding and admission for early applicants, so submitting your application early can help you maximize your opportunities. Early action is when you apply early and get an early decision, but you don't have to commit to the school. It's a non binding application. You can still compare offers from other schools and decide by May 1st, which is the National Decision Day. This is best for students who want early results but financial and enrollment flexibility. Early decision is when you apply early, and if accepted, you must attend that school. It's a binding application. And since you commit to the school, you can't compare financial aid offers from other schools. This is best for students who 100% know their top choice school and feel comfortable committing financially. Beyond early action and early decision, there are other early application pathways you can consider. Restricted early action is a non binding option that gives you an early decision without the commitment of early decision, but it limits where else you can apply early. This is typically used at selective private colleges. Additionally, many public universities have priority deadlines for scholarships and special programs. Meeting these deadlines can increase your chances of receiving financial aid and merit based scholarships. All of these early admissions pathways are great options for boosting your admissions chances and maximizing financial aid. If you're considering these options, it's important to do your research and be ready to submit your strongest applications by these earlier deadlines. This likely means you'll spend some time over the summer to prepare, but the potential benefits can make it worth it. Now let's talk about CSU's Educational Opportunity Program, or EOP, which is a program for California residents only. EOP provides academic, financial, and mentorship support for first generation and historically underserved students at CSU schools. It helps students transition to college with advising, tutoring, financial aid assistance, and a supportive community. As we learned earlier, it also provides grants to cover your expenses. Applying for EOP requires a separate application, which must be submitted along with your CSU application, but it can be submitted after you complete your CSU application. CSU apps are typically due by November 30th, and EOP applications are due around January 15th, so you have an extra month and a half to complete it. The applications include answering a few short questions about your background, your challenges, and the reasons for applying, and 2 letters of recommendation. So while the CSU applications don't require these, if you're interested in applying for EOP, you do need to prepare for written responses and letters of rec. Now let's talk about full ride scholarships, which are an exciting opportunity to have your entire college education covered. Full ride scholarships pay for tuition, fees, housing, and sometimes even books and personal expenses, making college completely free for recipients. These are highly competitive scholarships, and they often consider academic achievement, leadership, and financial need. Let's take a look at some of the most well known programs, including QuestBridge and Posse, and see how they compare at a glance. Here's a side by side look at 3 of the most well known full ride scholarship programs: the Gates Scholarship, QuestBridge National College Match, and the Posse Scholarship. Each of these scholarships covers significant college costs, but they have different eligibility requirements, partner schools, and deadlines. The Gates Scholarship is a full ride scholarship for economically disadvantaged minority students and can be used at any U.S. college or university. Students must be Pell Grant eligible. QuestBridge offers a full ride to high achieving, economically disadvantaged students by matching them to partner schools, including Ivy League and top colleges. Typically, students are in the top 5 to 10% of their class. Posse provides a full tuition scholarship, but not housing or other costs, to students with leadership potential. Students join cohorts or posses and attend college together. Right now, this is only available to our California students. Each scholarship has its own application process and deadline, so let's break them down one by one. First up is the Gates Scholarship, one of the most prestigious full ride scholarships available. This is best for high achieving, economically disadvantaged minority students who are looking for a scholarship that covers everything: tuition, fees, housing, books, and more. Each year, only 300 students nationwide are selected for this highly competitive award. To be eligible, you must be Pell Grant eligible and from a qualifying racial or ethnic background. A strong academic record, meaning a 3.3 or higher unweighted GPA, and leadership experience are also required. If selected, you can use the Gates Scholarship at any accredited 4-year college or university in the US. Now let's look at another major full ride opportunity: QuestBridge. The Questbridge National College Match is an incredible opportunity for high achieving, economically disadvantaged students who want to attend an elite college with a guaranteed full ride. Questbridge connects students with 45 top colleges, including Stanford, Yale, and MIT, through a unique matching process. To qualify, students typically come from economically disadvantaged households, meaning earning less than $65,000 a year for a family of four. While there are no strict GPA or test score cutoffs, academic excellence and leadership are key. Typically, students rank in the top 5 to 10% of their class. If selected, students receive a full 4-year scholarship covering tuition, housing, food, books, and more, but only at one of Questbridge partner schools. Finally, let's talk about the Posse Scholarship, an incredible opportunity for students in California with leadership potential who want a full tuition scholarship and a strong college support system. Posse isn't just a scholarship, it's a leadership development program that provides mentorship, training, and a built in support network. Students are selected in groups or posses and attend college together, creating a close knit community on campus. To be eligible, you must be nominated by a teacher, a mentor, or another community member and be a high school junior or senior in a posse city, which includes the Bay Area. While there's no strict GPA or income cutoff, students must show academic potential, motivation, and strong leadership skills. If selected, you'll receive a full tuition scholarship to one of Posse's 65 partner colleges. Unlike Gates and Questbridge, this scholarship doesn't cover housing or other expenses, but the support and leadership opportunities make it a valuable program. So now that you've learned about these incredible full ride scholarship, what's next? First, decide if any of these programs are a good fit for you. Each has different eligibility requirements, so make sure you qualify before committing to the application process. Next, mark your calendar. All of these scholarships are due in September, which means applications open over the summer. If you want to apply, you'll need to set aside time this summer to work on essays, gather recommendations, and prepare for potential interviews. Speaking of recommendations, ask your teachers or your mentors before summer break so that they have time to write strong letters for you. Finally, don't do this alone. If you have questions or need guidance, talk to your mentor or your caregiver, or check out the resources on each scholarship's website. Planning ahead will give you the best chance for success. We've covered some of the most competitive full ride scholarships, but there are also other great opportunities that are more open to a wider range of students. These scholarships offer significant financial support, some covering full tuition, other providing large rewards, but they may have different eligibility criteria beyond just academics and financial need. As you explore your options, be sure to research them in more depth to find the best fit for you. And just like we discussed in the previous slide, planning ahead, using the summer to prepare, and seeking support will be just as important for these scholarships. So, with so many scholarship opportunities, you might be wondering which one should I apply for? The best scholarship for you depends on your background, strengths, and goals. If you're a high achieving student from an economically disadvantaged background, Gates, Questbridge, Jack Kent Cook, and Horatio Alger could be great options. If you demonstrated strong leadership and service, Posse, Coca Cola, and Elks MVS might be a better fit. For students who have overcome adversity, the Horatio Alger and the Dell Scholars specifically recognize perseverance and resilience. If you're looking for a full tuition scholarship, Gates, Questbridge, and Posse all offer that opportunity. These scholarships are highly competitive, so putting in the work, crafting strong essays, preparing recommendations, and applying early will be key. And while these are incredible opportunities, it's important to keep an open mind and explore multiple paths. Not getting one scholarship doesn't mean you won't find other great financial aid options. The goal is to create as many opportunities for yourself as possible to have your education paid for. Before we wrap up, here are a few next steps to help you stay on track. First, choose 3 financial questions from the webinar that you want to discuss with your personal advisory board. Having this conversation early can help you feel more prepared when it's time to make decisions. Next, find at least one scholarship that feels like a good fit for you. Take some time to explore it in more depth and mark the deadline so you don't miss out. And finally, think ahead to summer. Jot down 2 or 3 things you want to work on, like drafting essays or asking for recommendations or researching financial aid. Even small steps now can make a huge difference later. And before you leave today, take a moment to reflect with your mentor group on what stood out to you. How are you feeling about paying for college? And what resources would help you feel more confident? Did any scholarships stand out to you? What questions do you still have before applying? And what support do you need to feel confident about your financial plan? Use this time to share your thoughts, ask questions, and start thinking about your plan moving forward. Also, talking to your peers, especially about scholarships, can help keep you motivated, hold you accountable, and give you extra support along the way. Keep up the good work, y'all. See you next time.